Good evening. Happy Wednesday. I have been called back to Seacrest County for another shift there, so play Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered tonight. Yeah, gonna jump into it. We're gonna go back in right where I left off. I think I'll play as the police first this time, and then racer second. Just for a slight mix-up. Just jump straight into it with Interceptor. Let's see which of these speed enforcement vehicles I want to drive as tonight. Wow. Some cars I driven more than others. Okay, not available. So I'll just have to pick one of these three. Yeah, I'll go with this one. So, dig the startup sounds. Real satisfying.
Pursuit of a yellow Lamborghini.
It was like today was
Report confirmed. Interceptor unit is en route.
Today was a day a lot of new games were being streamed. I think I saw a bunch of people streaming. Two in particular stood out to me. Tower Fantasy, which seems to be the new free-to-play big open world game in the vein of Genshin Impact, and then the other one was Cult of the Lamb, which reminds me a lot of Don't Starve, the way it kind of has that 3D, 2D look, like 2D characters, 3D world. Got that sort of tilted downwards view to it. Ah, dang it. Probably should have gone further left. Yeah. Tower Fantasy doesn't seem quite that compelling from what I've seen. At least that's what I think. Cult of the Lamb might probably be interesting, but I don't know. Something about occultic themes that just kind of weirds me out. Oh, I went on the other side. Okay, I've clearly lost the thread here. I should probably just restart. Whoops. Oh right, there was the Splatoon 3 Direct. Yeah, that was like this morning, I believe. That one seems pretty cool. Seems like they're building up. Let's see, this is what happens when you don't have a rewind feature like you have in Forza. Yeah, I had to sit out of the second game because, unfortunately, the place I was in was not exactly conductive to multiplayer third-person shooters, which is a shame because I loved Splatoon 1 when it was on the Wii U. I played that a lot, and having to miss out on the sequel, man, it hurts, it stings. But I'm ready to get back into it with 3. And I really do like the updates they're making to character customization. It's like I can just like choose things like your hair and your pants independently of each other, which is pretty rad. So that's what they did. Okay, where are they gonna stick me? More importantly, where they stick the car. Seems like we're gonna go down the other road this time. Probably start using my stuff. There we go. Yeah. Some of the new weapons looked interesting too. I just like I like Splatoon weaponry just seems to be like repurposed little world weaponry. Like the one they introduced that was supposed to be like a katana. Seems to be like a repurposed windshield wiper. I guess it joins the league of all the other melee weapons that they have. Like the good old classic paint roller, and the paintbrush, and the bucket. And so like they introduced some interesting new maneuvers too, I guess, to perhaps yeah, you know what, I can appreciate more maneuverability. It's all the dodge roll seemed pretty neat. And then there was... Okay, I avoided that one that time. And then there was, jeez, what else was... What is this? Trying to... Ooh! Playing a little Burnout Revenge, I see. I could play that game. Turn around, have you? You lied, game. You're going down the same direction. Alright, one more roadblock. I have tools, might as well use them. Sorry about that. Yeah. New idle crew that they introduced to seems like pretty neat. Extension of the this baiting background. Oh no. Oh, that ain't good. Oh boy. Where you at? Oh, there they are. Trying to turn around, are they? Oh, just wait over here. Back in it, baby. Woo. A little harrowing. It's a good thing suspect decided to be a dum-dum. If they kept driving down that road, they would have gotten clean away. In other words, if this were multiplayer, they would have won. They would have totally won. Imagine that. That said, the one thing that interests me the most is how's Splatoon 2's Splatfest gonna influence the direction of the plot of Splatoon 3. Oh wait, that was... Oh, dang it. For some reason, the difficulty just spiked tonight. Maybe I'm just really rusty. Anyways, I know with Splatoon 1, the final Splatfest they did there, was like Callie. You had to pick between Callie and Marie, the two original idol hosts for the first Splatoon, and that actually had an influence on the plot for Splatoon 2 single player mode. So I know I haven't played the game, but I did follow the Splatfest. I know was it the last non-rerun Splatfest for Splatoon 2 was Order versus Chaos, and I forgot what won, but I am interested in seeing how that drives the direction of Splatoon 3's plot. Wow, as if crashing wasn't enough. You're like, okay, we're gonna also gonna, oh hey, you somehow land on the spike strip. Can't believe I got wombo comboed in Need for Speed. That is nuts. I can't believe it.
All units, roadblock in position ahead.
I had to sail right around it. Alright.
All units, weapon systems are down.
Oh, you jammed my weapons too. Great. Fantastic. Alright. You roadblock jerk. I mean, I know why they hit everyone, but I kind of wish there wasn't friendly fire for spike strips. Alright, you know what? This is probably a wash. This is usually how these interceptors usually go. It's like either you're hitting bump after bump, or you're just completely wiping the floor with them. Feels like there's very rarely an in-between. Guess I can predict the suspect's early behavior now. When approaching from this direction, take the shortcut, and then they release spike strips around here? Oh, okay. 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 Yeah. We'll play this game. Trade a little paint. Okay. Alright, we'll get the heli out there. Send the roadblock. Don't you love it? This Seacrest police roadblocks just spontaneously manifest. I mean, clearly that's not what happens, but that's what happens in my head. They just teleport in, like Borderlands 2, Borderlands style. They just digistruct on the road wherever you need them. Imagine if roadblocks worked more like the Call of Duty airstrikes, where just like a map just shows up and you have to choose where you want to place them. Turn around, are you? See you this time. Alright.
Weapon systems are down. Suspect is using a jammer.
I remain endlessly amused that the helicopter in this game follows the road. Although, given the way it works, that probably makes sense. Because it drops spike strips, so obviously probably just you need to time that drop so that you hit the racers. And that's what they do. Alright. Okay, good. I'm not taking a shortcut, so maybe they'll take a... Come on. Ah! See. Something about a gigantic metal box. Especially when you have a metal box that isn't perhaps quite as nimble as Forza car. Okay, taking a shortcut, I see. Alright. Ooh, that was a new one, apparently. Alright. Ah, I took the shortcut again. I still have 2 minutes, and I've brought them down to half of their health, so... should be okay, I think. Of course, the helicopter's about to depart. After this drop, they're gonna have to go. And my heli will enter cooldown.
Suspect has missed the spike strip. Suspect has missed the spike strip. Better luck next time. Over.
Also missed their spike strip. One time I could really use an EMP. Dang it, I got a third of my integrity left.
Suspect has entered the desert.
This is a desert, huh? Alright, heli's back. Bringing him out. I think they packed the helicopter with like EMPs or something. Seems like a lot more probable use than, say, just spike strips. But hey, what do I know? Alright, keep it going. I just have to make sure that that's my front end that meets them and not the other way around. Hey, cool. See, like I said, either you're completely... Okay, this wasn't like a complete domination, but I was definitely doing a lot better than I was the first 2 times. And I got a distinction, too. Although I was 19 seconds away from losing it. Alright, what did I get? Probably a car. New vehicle procured. AMG SL65 AMG Black Series. The ultimate AMG Black Series. in 2009. I'm sure even more ultimate AMG Black Series cars have been released since then. And I've done an Interceptor. I'm gonna do something else. Okay, we'll do that. Time trial, but more difficult. Get from point A to point B like you would with a racer, but you know, you got your police, so you gotta at least try to pretend to stay safe. So if you hit other cars and you hit the walls, you get time penalties. Going back to Splatoon 3. I do like they kind of said right out the gate, we're gonna support this game for 2 years. We're gonna have seasonal updates every 3 months. You're gonna get new stuff. We're gonna have a bunch of free stuff, but also probably like one paid expansion, which, you know what? I think that's like seems to be the path that most of the Nintendo games takes these days. They get at least like one expansion. Sometimes they get 2. And if they're Mario Kart, then they get like a trillion. But you know, for the most part, these games usually get like a fair amount of support. Like I know, new Animal Crossing New Horizons got a bunch of post-launch support to add events, items, and characters, and then finally Happy Home Paradise, which was pretty cool. I have to admit, I'm a little bummed that they only had like the one paid expansion. I feel like if they really could have supported New Horizons a lot more. Like I know they did add a ton of stuff, and especially their last update was real substantial. Oh, it actually got me to play like another 2-3 months, which was pretty cool. Man. I think Animal Crossing was one of the games that kind of helped me through hard times. You know, when it came out, it's like, yeah, this is kind of what I need. A little escapism. Pretend I'm on my own island, building it up. Though even that was not without its own problems, because the way flowers work in that game, you know, I just planted some down to make it look pretty, but the way it works is that if they're watered and there's like 2 adjacent to each other, they can spawn new flowers around them. And for the longest time, I was just let them grow unchecked, and eventually they would cover like every inch of my island. There's like barely any free ground that was just not covered by flower. And eventually, at some point, I decided I had enough, because it was like really unwieldy, and you know, as nice as it looks, I kind of wanted to switch it up. So for like 3 days, I just bought like a couple dozen shovels and dug up like a ton of flowers and sold them in the store, just to make a little money back. That was kind of the start. So eventually, once I got everything cleared out, I just first I went and I kept some of the flowers so I could like corral them into little specific places where they couldn't grow rampant, and had them in there. And then I also set up little extra areas around the island, just little personal touches for the island. And yeah, that felt real nice, because I know I had a friend who occasionally visited me in Animal Crossing, like throughout the entire period, saw the saga of the island from the beginning to the flowers overgrown arc to the new island arc, and they were like thoroughly impressed with how much work I did to just freaking clean that place up. And I think the final task, like since I did almost everything else, like you know, I completed the Critterpedia I got like a lot of recipes. I did a bunch of the cooking. I think the last significant task I wanted to do in that game was to get all the horoscope items, and the thing that really helped with that was the special island explorations that they added in their final post-launch update. Because it was like once a day. I think you could give them, you could give Captain, was it Captain? You could give them Nook miles, and they would take you to a special island. And one of the special islands they could take you to was a shooting star island, where you could get like every kind of star piece you could think of, like even the special zodiac ones that would not be dropping around that time. So that allowed me to finish all the horoscope furniture, and that was kind of it for me. I was like, yep, all right. That was all I needed, and I'm good. Because I don't know why. I just I thought it would be funny because I would just like take all 12 horoscope items. Well, my original plan was to take all 12 horoscope items and just hide them around the island. They were like, I don't know, in my mind there were like these relics, these mystical relics that would just be hidden around the island, and you could find them, and it would just be funny. But it almost worked out. Unfortunately, I think it was like 2 of them you could only hang on the wall. Unfortunately, you can't put wall decorations outside, so those 2 had to go inside my house. But other than that, it's pretty good. I feel like the way I play Animal Crossing games is just I always stick with them for a year, because it kind of lets me see the range of stuff that they've put out and what they can do. And past that, I might play a few more months, but usually by then I've kind of had my fill. Did that for New Leaf. It happened for New Horizons. I think it works out pretty well, because so you kind of let you see everything. Though I have to admit, I got into New Leaf like when it was fresh. Not. So yeah, I got it like release day. So I did play through the year, and then I kind of fell off. And even though New Leaf had their Welcome Amiibo update like many years later, I did not go back to play it. I don't know if that's a shame or not, because I know the Welcome Amiibo update did add was a substantial update for the game, much like the final New Horizons update. But I don't know, I guess I was into other things by then, so I did not revisit my New Leaf town. In fact, the only reason I went back was to just so I could grab the QR codes to get the patterns that I put in there. Man. It was kind of funny, you seeing everyone, boy, I haven't seen you in like 60 months, I was so worried about you. And then I just sitting there thinking, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm only going to be here for like 30 minutes just to grab my patterns, and then I'm gone again. Ah, man. New Leaf. You could see the bits that would kind of define some of New Horizons stuff, like their public works projects that would expand to just, oh yeah, you can just place stuff around the island wherever, you don't need to make an ordinance out of it or anything. And the Amiibo campsite, of course, they brought back as well. Scan Amiibo cards, and you could just pretty much force. You could get the villagers you wanted. Good times. I think. Okay, I did to take a little bit out of this car. Ah! I noticed it too late.
Monitoring a tire blowout. Evasive maneuvers recommended.
Are you kidding me? I'm already on the brink. Took one too many spills this time. Yeah, they would have escaped. Dang it. Alright. That barely lasted. Thank goodness. Since I didn't talk about it last week, I did read up on the new Pokemon Scarlet Violet info. Seems like they're trying to mix it up. You know, I know Arceus was a major mix-up, and I did play that. It was really awesome. Looks like Scarlet Violet. You know, they're going back. They got a new region, 8 gyms. They got a plot. Apparently, they have 3 storylines. So I guess the gym challenge is just one of them. They did say you would be able to challenge gyms in any order. I'm interested to see how that's going to work. Looks like the gimmick for this generation is going to be the Terra type, which at the very least sounds slightly more mechanically interesting than Gigantamax from Sword Shield, because the type change does have potential to be more of a shake-up than, say, make Pokemon grow big and
Okay, suspect is moving out of range.
Alright. Start. Yeah, it does sound like it does give you more options than just, oh, make Pokemon big. Also, some of their moves are going to be super powered. Get more HP. Unfortunately, it does kind of feed into this whole idea that they're just going to give you a special gimmick for that generation and then just boot it for the next. Started with Megas and XY, Mega Evolution and XY, and then you had Z moves. Though at least they had the mind to keep Mega Evolution, and then Sword Shield ditched all that for Dynamax, and then now we have Terra type. Part of me wishes they'd just keep the gimmicks, but I don't know. Like feels like Mega Evos were pretty substantial. Like XY, Sun, Moon. They were kind of there to help buff the weaker Pokemon, and they did change their appearance. And each Mega Evo was different for Mega Evo was different for the Pokemon that were affected by it. It's kind of a shame that they ditched it after 2 generations. The other thing that oh boy, I'm gonna turn this into but the other thing I'm kind of bummed about, seems like character customization is gonna be scaled back a bit. From what I've read, it seems like as far as main outfits are concerned, you're only gonna have like a few that are kind of limited to that academy uniform style that they have going for that region, and the main characters were donned in. It said you'd be able to use accessories, you'd be able to wear accessories, but I don't know. Feels like a bit of a shame because, you know, Sword Shield gave you a pretty free-form customization. Right, you could like completely change your trainer's outfit and make them look the way you want, which is pretty cool, I thought. I don't know. Might be a case where they do it like they would in Let's Go, or the Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, where you have where you can where in addition to like the uniforms that they give you, they also give you like a couple other full body defaults. Which, you know, still wish they'd give you full blown customization, but at least it would be more than just, hey, you can pick several different uniform styles. I don't know. That would be a bummer. Because I had to admit, the big draw of Pokemon XY for me, at least, was when they said, "Oh, hey, this will be the first game in the series where you can change your trainer's outfit," and I thought that was pretty rad. Because I don't know, something about making your player character the way you want, right? That's what I like. It's something I enjoy. It's something you can call your own, right? Allows you to, like, say, better project yourself, and, you know, into your character's role. Pretend like you're the hero of the story. Are you kidding me? On the ropes, but then again, so are they. Of course, I can't. If I go too hard, I'm gonna wipe out.
All units, weapon systems are down. Suspect is using a jammer.
I don't care about distinctions anymore. I just want to take this sucker down. Perhaps if I were more aggressive with my weapon usage. If I could actually get ahead of them, it might be different. Okay, I can at least close the distance a bit with a roadblock. But yeah, I wish. I'll still probably pick up either Scarlet or Violet, because I know my siblings and my cousins were like super duper into Pokemon. They bought they bought Sword and Shield day one. They were like doing raids and stuff, and I didn't like go into it initially, but when they announced that X and Y would get paid expansions, I decided that it would be worth the plunge, because you know, they're at least committed to supporting the base game. Because I think I held off on buying Sword Shield initially because I thought maybe they'd do like an updated version like they did with previous generations, right? You know, like they would have their third version, or their Black 2, White 2, or Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. But they didn't do that this time. They actually put out DLC. So I thought, you know, that much is at least worth picking up XY, because I know it'll be reasonably supported. I also played the expansions, and you know, they were fun. Could just nail them. I just needed. There we go. Finally. I don't even care. I got a bronze medal, or a pass, as they call it in the police version. But yeah. Actually pretty interesting. I know Pokemon XY never got any updates. They never got their third version or their sequels games or anything like that. Which I always found surprising, because I remember enjoying my time with XY. MP4 12C. Forget what you know about sports cars. You know, certainly not giving us anything to go by there, since everything's freaking classified. Alright. Okay, I guess I have to do this one as well. 1 EMP. No spike strips, so I don't have to worry about my spike strips going to waste, because I can't get ahead of them ever. Okay, this car was not doing it for me. liked this one. But yeah, I had to admit, I did enjoy Sword Shield. The main campaign fell a little short, but with all my friends playing it, us just like getting together to do raids and stuff, I managed to get my money's worth out of that. Favorite memory of Sword Shield was when they did that one weekend where they had just like Mewtwo raids everywhere. Yeah. My cousins and we just said, hey, you just want to get together on like Saturday or Sunday and just spend the whole day like doing raids, and we all agreed to it, so we did that. Boy, felt just like the days back in high school, early college, where you just like spend the whole day playing video games, just not a care in the world, and just don't worry about your other responsibilities. Just kick back and enjoy. I think our group did pretty well too. I think they had like 3 variants of the Mewtwo raid you could do, and we could reasonably beat 2 of them. The other one was a matter of luck. Although I do remember that one because I was like reading ahead a little bit, trying to do a little cheat, a little research beforehand, I suppose. And someone suggested that you bring in a buffer, so I decided to just spec out a Grimmsnarl with like 2 party buff moves. It was Reflecting Light Screen. This one I kind of remember fondly because I remember one of my cousins, they saw what I was bringing into the raid. They said, yeah, well, we should probably have the Grimmsnarl attack. And I said, nah, I built the Grimmsnarl to be party buffer. I'm relying on the rest of you to be DPSers. And hey, you know what? they did pretty well. Right. Usually the way it turns out play out, it's like one of them did their Dynamax. Right. The attackers would do one of the attackers would do the Dynamax, and we just smack Mewtwo and pray that they didn't do the attacks that would hasten our defeat. Yes, that was the thing about max raids, is that this is kind of cool as they were in concept. Most of them just boil down to DPS races, especially because of that barrier mechanic, right? It's like on the higher difficulty raids, when when your raid boss would when the raid boss hit certain like HP thresholds, it will put up a barrier that would take a certain number of hits to dispel. And the thing you would want to do there is use super effective attacks on it, because that would deal more damage to the barrier and like break them more quickly. I think there was like some sort of overflow mechanic handled too, because if you hit them with like enough super effective hits, once the barrier broke, they would take a ton of extra damage. Right. And the funny thing about that is sometimes the extra damage might be enough to just if they went into barrier mode twice, it might be enough damage to take them down to their second HP threshold, and then they would just go right back into barrier mode. But yeah, most of the bosses usually just boiled down to don't bring any Pokemon that might be weak to the attacks the raid boss throws out. Hit them with super effective attacks that you can, and pray. Right, pick a god, pray.
Speed enforcement interceptor unit en route.
Pretty neat concept, but wish they did something, at least something different, something more than just barriers. But I guess the other thing you have to remember, Pokemon is definitely it's an all ages game, so I'm guessing they can't make things too complicated. I guess, or at least not so overly yeah. I guess it's something they have to be mindful of, that can't make things too hard or too complicated. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not expecting like 30-minute boss battles, but something other than barriers, right? Even if they were, I don't know, but yeah. I just missed that part. Okay, I just had to remember this car will probably take shortcuts, so I just had to make sure to take the shortcuts with them. From what I've read, Scarlet Violet will probably also be like all open world, much like Arceus was, and parts of Sword Shield, so that's going to be pretty neat too. Somehow bounce right out of right around the opening of the shortcut. Dang it. Hot Pursuit events. Must have done all of them. At the very least, the one that I need to complete is roadblocking me from the rest of them. I guess all that is to say, yeah, I'll probably pick up Scarlet or Violet Day 1 now that I know. Now that I know other people are most likely also going to pick it up. Splatoon 3, I might also do that Day 1. Only because it'll be when I can perhaps I'll be sort of on the same playing level. I guess it depends on how much else they've changed up. Like, they changed up the weapon sets. Like, I know from Splatoon 1 to Splatoon 2, they did a pretty substantial change of like a lot of stuff. Like I know the specials were overhauled entirely. I think they did a couple sub-weapon changes. I know the weapons returned, but they did mix everything else up.
Pursuing officer, be advised, target support incoming.
All units, we are reading a disruption to the communication system. Please confirm system operations.
Yeah. Ah, sweet. Where are they? Ah. Only have the one. No spike strips this time.
EMP activated, acquiring target lock.
Oh, at least I got the one EMP. Alright. This is our one hit. Don't screw it up. Ah. Probably should have just driven down the highway. Back in the tunnel, so.
Suspect has missed the spike strip. Better luck next time. Over.
Yeah, keep telling the helipilot that. You know, they should give the helicopter. They should give like one of the occupants like that thing they used in Fast and Furious 2. Was it that weird sci-fi EMP spike gadget that they used like twice? In fact, that's probably my headcanon for how EMPs work now. They're just locking on with their. Just locking on with that weird predator weapon. And unlike the Fast and Furious version, these are like prototypes, so it's different. Wait, that's me. How did that wreck me? I ran into the car. The car did not run into me. should have pressed X to retry. Oh well, this won't take long to get back in there. Maybe I'll try a different car. Tried that one, then tried that. Let's do this one. I did see the main menu says I only have like 11 cop events left, so I guess it sort of makes sense that difficulty would be pretty significant. It's like how a pass is just no, you just take them down, right? Because there's already another sort of soft time limit in your car's integrity, so you're gonna only be able to be beaten up so much before you croak, just like that. Let's default to no. I mean, it would default to no. For people like me who get impatient and just start hammering A. Another game people came out that they rave about. Xenoblade Chronicles 3. From what I've heard, it's kind of apparently pretty good. So, I know everyone says you can just jump right into 3 because the plot is standalone. Of course, if you haven't played the first 2 games, maybe some of the nods to those games will be lost, but otherwise, probably good. Maybe I'll pick that up sometime down the line. I know 2 wasn't exactly too well received. People liked it, but there were some elements that really turned people off. Like the way you get new party members. Apparently, like really akin to gacha games, which didn't sit well with some folks. Understandably, I suppose. That counted as a hit against me. Smack me in the side. Alright. So, roadblock far in advance. Of course, they're gonna go right around it. Fantastic. At least this one doesn't do the turnaround. Suspect has turned around, alright. I like how the game has to inform me of that. The police do not. I think they'd be keen in on this, but nope. Wow. What the heck? Once again, I'm on the ropes. I feel like... Yeah, that's what this event feels like. Like just a big ball of luck. You're gonna luck out and get into hits. Is the game gonna let you have your hits, or you're just gonna end up flailing for 6 minutes until you inevitably wipe out? And there it is. Alright, we'll try that again. Because this is the event that is apparently blocking progress. The only unplayed cop event I have, at least as far as the new tags are telling me. I will take you down one way or another. Oh, that would be a fun song to have in the soundtrack, just Blondie's One Way or Another. Would feel appropriate too. One way or another, gonna find you. I'm gonna get you one way or another. Find you, etc., etc. Alright. So like a billion miles away from the car, we'll just drift our way through this scenic road. Taking a shortcut, so I will too. Just go. Oh man, I gotta do a ton of catching up. I think I'm close enough to.
That's confirmed. Your roadblock is in position.
Have time to maneuver through the gap. I gotta just smack this car in the stupid rear end, in the trunk. What's it gonna do when I smack it in the trunk? And then pinballs in such a way that this goes right around me.
Activated, acquiring target lock.
Not that it matters, I'm gonna wipe out this event anyway. Oh, there it is. I feel like there should be some sort of critical damage indicator that pops up. Yes. The view getting desaturated briefly also is a fair enough signal. I definitely notice it. Again. It's a good thing this is a video game, not real life. Pretty sure by this point I'd be out of the force. And I don't have I'd be demoted back into the unit that I can handle. That's usually how that works, right?
On the residential road. All units, roadblock in position ahead.
Okay. Feel like I don't have. They just don't last long enough to go through my entire arsenal, so I might as well just use them off the bat. Maybe I'll get a lucky hit. They took the shortcut. I love walks on the beach at night. Driving on the beach at night's usually a different story, though. Tell me. Okay, go shortcut. Oh, pow! Right in the side. Very smart 180 just before the roadblock. Let's hope I can figure out whether it's on the shortcut or not. Looks like they're not on the shortcut. Oh, they're going on the shortcut. Where is it? Oh, it's that way. Why'd you put me back on the main road, game? Does this car have like the constitution of wet tissue paper? Oh, music's still going. I think that means I still got one last hit. All comes down to this. Fortunately, this is like other car's still going, and mine is just one scrape away from defeat.
EMP activated, acquiring target lock. Suspect is out of range. EMP lock on failed.
Dang it.
Roger that, 1073 approved. Roadblock units deploying directly.
At this point, I'm
ahead.
practically relying on the helicopter RNG to get the hits I need. Still at half health. How's that even possible? Yeah, if only I'd managed to get that EMP hit in. Would not be... Okay. Where are you going? Back around, I see. He's trying to? Oh, seriously, where are you going?
Contact.
Sure was.
Enter the tunnel.
Alright. I have a feeling this is where it's going to end. For me. It's like that Dragon Ball Z abridged lines. I forget how it goes, like, oh, is this going to be... I assure you this won't be painful, but for me. There it is. Not enough space to squeeze in on the shoulder. Should have guessed. Either I slowed down or I've taken the other side. Alright, well, I'm getting closer. Where... The other ones are just stuff. This feels like the part where the event I need to complete to get anything new. I'll go back to Koenigsegg. Start me up. Start me up. I never stop. Still won't stop for a little while longer. My shift, I still got a few hours left in the shift.
Central.
Try a different car. I have to admit, the MP part would have made it more frustrating because I'm sure that damage would have been enough to bring the suspect into red. And when I wiped from there, that would have just been even more frustrating because, you know, I would have been so close. At least when they had half health, I could just see, well, I wasn't even close. That wouldn't have mattered in any manner. Yeah. There we go. Managed to nick him this time instead of the other way around, where I just pretty much offer up the car to the suspect, just paint a giant target on the side. Here, go smack into this. And what can EMP them?
EMP activated, acquiring target lock.
Good. I could see them trying to swerve out of the way, but they couldn't quite do it. Sure, if it were an actual human player, they would have read me like an open book, but yeah. Thankfully, this isn't multiplayer. Ah, man. As much as I enjoy multiplayer, I don't know, there's something about my performance in multiplayer games. I don't know. The thing about single player is that usually the computer players you play against in that they're predictable to a fault, right? You can usually figure out what you need to do to bait certain things or what order they do their stuff so that you can you know, reasonably accommodate for them and counter them. Against human players though, it's a completely different story, right? You're playing against another human. They can adapt to you. They are by nature just much more unpredictable, right? Sometimes they just have you wrapped around their finger, right? You try to do something, then they counter that, and then they know what you're gonna do next, and then they counter that as well. It just ends up being this cycle of getting one-upped, and just feels like they're just like one step ahead of you the whole time, and I don't know, it gets demoralizing after a while, right? It's like You feel like you think you're doing your best, but then the competition just runs circles around you. Perfect control over incredible levels of power. Every car after that is even more perfect control, just perfecter control. Another rapid response. Can I do a hot pursuit? How many? Ah, finally, hot pursuit. Have to fight your way past the wingmen to bust the just three of them. But probably like super difficult. Three Veyron racers. Okay, yeah, that's why there's 7 suspects. So the other four are just wing like bodyguards in a sense, giving us a slightly more substantial arsenal for this one. I see. I just like how that one event was bottlenecking the next 3. We'll go with the McLaren for this one, I guess. I really don't have a preference over any of these 3. I'd drive any of them. Alright. I gotta bust 5 of them. Just to even make it to the leaderboard. Or to at least hit the middle targets. Ah-dee-da, just another day. Oh no, 7 racers, alright. Now it's on.
All units, we have a high priority situation on Grand Ocean Road.
That said, at least it's 7 of them, so... At least I won't have to deal with one godlike racer, I have to deal with, 7 inhuman ones. That's gotta be worth something. Slightly less durable as well. Ooh, I should have hit that one. There we go. Oh, that was a bust. Fantastic.
All units, you are clear to use spike strips. I repeat, spike strips are now authorized. Over.
I like how spike strips have a pretty quick cooldown.
Spike strip deployed. We are showing spike strip deployed at your location. Spikes on the road. All units proceed caution.
If I tried, I probably could have swerved out of the way, but alas.
You got it. Roadblock in position ahead.
I just feel like the way these events play out, it's like I tend to soften up the entire crowd as opposed to like taking them down one by one. Although it seems slightly different this time around, which yeah, it's like they're all sort of kind of taking their share of the damage. Yeah, sure have. Ah. Thankfully. It's like a light tap. They're weak. We'll do them in.
EMP lock signal. Take evasive maneuvers.
I evaded it. I don't know how I did it, but I evaded them. Uh-oh.
Monitoring a system overload. Are you okay?
Alright.
Roger that. 1073 approved. Roadblock units deploying directly ahead of you.
I'm on the ropes. As long as I get 2 more busts, I should be okay. 1 more bust. Ah, oh, jeez. Oh, that's it. Wait. No, music's still going. 1 more to go. Still have all my EMPs. I just need the 1. Oh man, they're all on the ropes though. A final warning. Consists of getting heavily smacked upside the face.
Aerial support is standing by. We are awaiting orders.
In merit. Hey there. That is me taking them down, right? Yep. Woo! Alright, got all 7 of them. Thank goodness Hot Pursuits only rates you on the amount of bust you get. Then again, that's because you do have the hard limit of the length of the race to take them down. Ooh, a new rank. So one reward is to rank up, and then another reward is probably a car. Sergeant 2. Judgment Day. Ooh, an Aston Martin. Can you imagine the police driving Aston Martins? Possibly the world's most desirable automotive art form. God. Could these mottos be any more pretentious? Holy cow. Art form. And we're back to our boring ass interceptors and rapid resistors. I probably shouldn't say boring. You tease the hot pursuits in front of us. It's like, alright, we'll go back to these other events with your godlike suspects. I mean, at least interceptors have don't have you against any opponents, it's just you in the track against the clock. Just another day. Seacrest County. Oh no. Looks like I'm needed. Hold my coffee. I'm going to be to the scene.
All units, interceptor unit has arrived on scene. Stand down.
Oops. I need to get back on the safe side. Because I am an officer, right? Gotta at least obey some laws, right? Speeding is optional, but driving on the right side of the road and not causing other accidents to get there, probably a good idea. Although I did read up on police pursuits. It would appear, perhaps appropriately, that seems like, for the most part, looks like the police are advised that if a suspect is getting away, don't pursue them, because one of the things that happens is that innocents invariably get caught up in the chase, whether they get collisions or, of course, people getting run over by cars. At that point, you have to ask, it's like, is putting all those innocents in danger worth trying to chase down one guilty party? I think for the most part, people have decided no, and you know what? I'm fine with that. Because, there are other ways you can perhaps try to get them, at least. Although, frustratingly, if your suspect's slippery enough, they might be able to evade it. But pursuits usually not an option on the table for good reason. Just trying to imagine in my head this song playing on the radio while this fella's screaming down the highway. That's real interesting. Custom soundtracks is a feature I wish they'd... And I think I brought this up already, but I've always enjoyed putting custom music for games that allow it. I guess it's part of the reason why I buy like a bunch of music-based games. I know I have a couple on Steam that I can play. One that I got into, one that kind of supported the feature early on, was Cryptid and Necrodancer. That was that roguelike based game with dungeon crawler with rhythm elements. The cool part about that was being able to import your own music and then delve into dungeons to the tunes of, like, say, All American Rejects or Foo Fighters or Linkin Park. Just novel, fun. So close to getting another car in the special response unit. Yeah. I did see that Cryptid and Necrodancer got got a paid update. Like, I didn't even realize it was a really long time since their last one. Before I think it was called like Syncrosity, well, whatever the latest DLC for Necrodancer is. It's pretty cool that they've updated it. Right after Amplified, thought that was gonna be it. I was like, all right, wrapping it up, moving on. But no, they're putting out. Apparently, they're putting out a sequel too, which seems pretty cool. I know, the Necrodancer people actually, they did that Zelda spin-off, right? Cadence of Hyrule. I thought that was like really cool crossover, right? It's like the thing you never expected to happen. An indie game, being able to, cross over with a big tentpole Nintendo franchise. Like, I read that it kind of started out with, was it the creators of Necrodancer coming to Nintendo saying, hey, could we put in like Link and Zelda for the Switch version of Necrodancer? And then Nintendo said, hey, we'll do you one better. We'll just, why don't you just make a whole spin-off game? Do what you want. And it came out. It was like, actually pretty cool. Yeah. It's like, I remember listening to the remixed Overworld theme that they had, and just being really wowed by it, because it just felt like the composer just absolutely loved the series, and put up this tribute that was paid the series absolute respect. It was pretty cool. Ooh, right in the side. You're turning around, aren't you? All right. Wait, did I... Okay. Must have automatically busted them because they were stationary for long enough. I'll take it. And I have it on video. The game handed the distinction to me. But yeah. I guess the only criticism about Necrodancer is that there's no fixed point. Everything's still procedurally generated, which I guess allows for multiple playthroughs. But I know some people don't like procedural generation. They prefer like handcrafted levels, like 678 horsepower or something, work of art. Every of these high performance cars has work of art tag on it. All right. This one, no. But yeah, I think I played through it once. I know Cadence of Hyrule got a bunch of post-launch updates, both paid and free, so maybe I should go back and visit it at some point. Probably do it in like fixed beat mode. I know it's like against the spirit of the game, but sometimes it's like you don't wanna rack your brain too hard trying to keep up with like multiple things at once. You just want to concentrate on one thing. So yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. So, bust right through the roadblock. Oh no, we should not have put that gap in there. Alright, it's up to our protag. Again, no EMPs. I just have helis, roadblocks, and spikes. At least I get helis this time around. 5 of them, in fact. How long do they expect me to... Maybe this is to perhaps accommodate for those who might not have upgraded helis by this point, I suppose.
You got it. Roadblock in position ahead.
Oh, nope, they didn't turn around. I mean, they got hit by it, but it didn't seem to slow them down very much. Hopefully, RNG will be on my side and they'll decide to touch the heli spike strips. Part of me wishes that you know, they do other like sort of cadence of Hyrule style games and other franchises as well. I wouldn't mind seeing like a Mario style game or a Kirby style. I'm guessing they probably did Zelda because the two were kind of similar in perspective, at least, right? Just have your 3/4 top-down view, so at the very least, that kind of style translates pretty well between the two.
Monitoring a tire blowout. Evasive maneuvers recommended.
Ah, man. So close. I just need to tap the car and I can wrap this up. Just have to not wreck myself.
Systems are down. Suspect is using a jammer.
Alright, just me in the car for a few seconds anyway. I could just get in front of them, drop a spike strip. Things would be hunky-dory, but alas. Oh, I could throw out a roadblock. Why am I not doing that? Unfortunately, due to me not being able to drift. Okay, I'm gonna make sure Ah, well, you know what? Wow! Thank goodness for that positioning of the helicopter and the roadblock. I could not get away from that spike strip. Alright, I'll take that distinction. You know, one game I really fell back into since it went free to play, Fall Guys. I think it's partially because I bought it beforehand, so part of their like little gift they gave to everyone who bought the game before they went free to play is like you got the first season pass. They just gave it to you, which was pretty nice of them. But I played a lot of Fall Guys just to get all the stuff in the season pass. Man, I think I can actually enjoy it. I don't know. It was like, I remember playing it when it first came out. Played it for a bit and pretty fun. And for some reason, I think I fell off for about a year and a half until I just all of a sudden just came back, played it again. It was like the season right before they went free to play. And went through like all their tiers for that. And played it again when they went free to play. I did enjoy the new games they added for their free-for-all update. Like all their new stuff has a stadium aesthetic to it, which is pretty cool. The two events in particular, I like the race events. They're like the one was like the oh no, there's three of them actually. The one was the circuit style track. It's like track and field obstacles and stuff, like a gladiator style obstacle course. And the other one was more like a sprint version of it, where you were kind of slaloming your way to the finish line. And then the one survival version they had where you were on a moving circular platform, and of course they had a bunch of obstacles along the way too to knock you off. And both the final games they introduced for that update were pretty cool too. The one they had added was like Hexa Roll, kind of like a mixture of Hexagon and the final roll-off minigame. It's like a pretty cool fusion. And the other one that I really like, because it's super unique, Blast Ball, which is basically Dodgeball Extreme. Yeah, you tossed balls that would eventually blow up in a puff of air, blast everyone away that was close to it. And of course, your objective was to knock everyone else off the platform and be the last one standing.
All units, weapon systems are down. Rerouting communication.
Which I enjoyed, because it's like Hexagon. It introduces mechanics that you only see for the final game.
Be on guard.
And yeah, it always makes for a good time, especially when you're cheering people on, seeing them toss balls at each other. It's like kind of easy to tell when someone's on the ropes or something like that. I guess they want to really draw people in there because the first season pass had a couple of interesting crossover items, right? They had the Assassin's Creed stuff, they had Mecha Godzilla, they had a crewmate / imposter among us. That's it. Music stopped. I'm done. Alright, you know what? I'm kind of tired of the police. How about we switch to racers? First, I'm going to get some water real quick. I'll be right back. I'm back, and I got water. Alright, let's switch to racers. Let's just do some of their stuff. I think I need to just do some regular racing and not worry about having to smack into other cars for at least some of the events. You rap. Oh. Oh man, this is really add decal. Man, fairly substantial, in-depth livery editor. Admittedly, I won't make too much of a difference because some. Oh, here we go. Yeah, regular old car colors. It's not like makes too much of a difference. All right. Just a one-on-one regular race-ass race. I don't have to take them down or anything. No, I just drive. There's scenic shots. Imagine some old-timey Wild West music playing right now. You know, the lonesome whistling, the solitary twangs of the guitar. A little clickety-clack. Now the guitar is starting to build up. Everything's getting more intense. Maybe you get a little choral yelling in there. And the race is on. Fortunately, I think this game already got a bit of a rise out of me. Boy, there's endgame police events. Sure, something else. I mean, I know it's like the end of the game, so they have to amp up the difficulty, but still. You're not prepared for it, you notice it. Not to mention being some of the very first events coming back in after several weeks of being away from Hot Pursuit Remastered. Kind of felt it. Yeah, I'm getting slightly better. Now I don't have to worry about smacking the suspect. I can perhaps focus a little bit more on racing lines. I say that, but you know, I have no idea the optimal place to drift on these types of turns. I have 9 miles. As long as I stick near the opponent, I should be okay, right? Rubber Band AI dictates that I won't be able to actually have a clean lead on my opponent until the very end of the race, so I might as well just try to keep up for now. I don't know, at the very least, rubber banding in this game doesn't feel quite as blatant as it does in other games. You know, at least this car is not going completely out of sight and gaining a completely insurmountable lead. You know, they're at least pretending that I have some sort of chance. A little second behind first. I admit, I've always wondered how they calculate how many seconds you are behind an opponent. I wonder if it's just relative to your speed and their speed. Like, if that's the amount of time, if you kept that speed constant and barring no other variables, that's the amount of time it would take for you to catch up to them, or if there's like more complex calculations at play here. Man. Something about switchbacks that just really drive up the mile counter. Makes the race seem shorter when you look at it from above, but yeah. Part of me enjoy it and is amused that they like composed a sort of special intro for the 30 Seconds to Mars song when they play it on the title screen. Get a bit more dramatic flair to it. Kind of funny because I've always enjoyed the more dramatic flair version to the version they have on the CD. Man. I don't know what it's about these types of games and the Burnout style games that I think way back in the day I concepted like my idea of a super crossover racing game, maybe like a fusion of Burnout and Mario Kart. I'd have like weapons and stuff, but the sense of speed of Burnout, and of course it would cross over every video game that was big at the time. So you would have like Mario versus Sonic versus Master Chief versus, like, say, Crash Bandicoot, what have you. I felt like, I think the way I did it even then too was like the idea that they would be split into 4 teams based on the company the franchise came for. So you would have like Team Nintendo and Team Sega, Team Microsoft and Team Sony. They would all have their group of racers and tracks would they all be. I mean, I'd admit, I didn't get, as far as concepting goes, I didn't get any further than, oh, hey, here's a list of all the stuff I want to put in there. Here's a list of all the characters. Here's a list of all the tracks I want to feature. Here's a list of how progression is going to work. So I feel like if I actually try to develop that sort of game and like put it out, I'll probably get taken down pretty quickly. Oops, I skipped that. I want to see what sort of pretentious quote they would give for that, but so I'll have to try to not do that all the time. Time trial. You know what? It would be nice to do one of these that doesn't penalize me for smacking into walls. So.
Fastest Lamborghini ever, with a Super Veloce name and a price tag of $450,000. A lot is expected from the Murcielago LP6.
Murcielago. That's how you pronounce that. The Murcielago. I admit, even as someone who's like not much of a car person, I don't know why, but Lamborghini's aesthetic really, I kind of dig it. This is the way it just like looks super sleek, super aerodynamic. All right, 3 minutes to cover 9 miles. Let's go. It's nighttime, so traffic is pretty light. Oh man, I admit, part of me enjoys Mario Kart. It's the base mechanics super solid. I enjoy it for what it is, but I kind of wish they'd try to mix up the structure, because I feel like for most of the games, right? You have the Grand Prix mode, which takes you through like 8 to 16 cups, 4 tracks each. You know, you get to the end, you get your points after 4 races, and then you get rated and ranked. Then you have the speed classes, 50 to 150 cc. I know later Mario Karts also had 200. And sometimes you would have the battle mode, which is its own thing with its separate arenas and modes and what have you. And that would usually be the extent of it. Like, I don't know. I wish they'd do more. You know, something like Mario Kart DS had with their missions mode. Added some unique scenarios, right? They were pretty cool. It's like other racing games out there, right? They have like, you know, their different events, different modes that you can do. Or then there's their time trials and Grand Prix. They would have other things. Crash Bandicoot, Crash Team Racing. They have their CTR races, their Crystal hunts. Nitro Field had the Ring Rally. Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed gave you a whole world tour, like a whole different variety of modes that you could take. Right? They had like their own pursuit mode. They had their lap knockout. They had battle races, traffic attacks. I don't know. Part of me wants Mario Kart to do like their own world tour, and I'm not talking like the tour thing they did for Tour on mobile. Like they could even style it like Mario Overworld, where you get like world 1 to 8 that have different events and stuff on them. You go through it, and that'd be your way to get characters and card parts. Have you? And I know they were leaning in that direction, starting with 8, but I hope they, just blow Mario Kart wide open, just call it Nintendo Kart, and just have crossovers from every Nintendo franchise. Make it like the Super Smash Brothers of kart racers, or the Mario and All Stars Racing kart racer. All right, Splatoon, Animal Crossing, Zelda, F-Zero. It's a good start, but I want to see like Metroid and Kirby and Star Fox and Bit, things like that in there as well. That'd be pretty neat. But of course, with 8 being super successful at it, so I can see why they would just, continue supporting 8. But if they ever do like a Super Nintendo Kart, I will be there. I'll be square. Let's keep driving the Elemento. I can't change the colors.
Lamborghini is redefining the future of the super.
Carbon. It's like that Need for Speed game. Can you imagine Need for Speed, just Carbon just revolves around a carbon aesthetic, not actually I think maybe Carbon was referring to the finish of the cars. Man, the way Carbon opened always bummed me out, because it was like a direct continuation of Hot Pursuit, or sorry, Most Wanted 2005 or 6, right? And that ended with like you getting your car back after losing it for the entire game, and then in comes Carbon, right? And what happens in that game? That car you spent an entire game getting back, you wreck it like in the intro. And I can only imagine I would be so incredibly I was just annoyed. This is how they justify taking that, since they already did the confiscation thing the first time around. It's like, now we're just gonna completely total it this time. Nope, you're not getting it back. Ever. At least, not canonically. Because they did bring the car back with delivery and everything for future games. That's kind of like how would you put it? It's like kind of like a callback sort of car. Like, remember when you were driving this kind of car in Most Wanted? Oh, can keep remembering like good old times. Oh man, don't tell me I waste that spike strip. I deployed it like a split second before. Okay, good. Of course, I am 4th, but you know what? I'll live with that. Great. 12 miles, but thankfully racer vehicles are super durable. Just need to smack this car, get him off my tail. Or I could EMP them, but... Ooh, I got them, but not me. Oh, well, I can at least save my EMP for later. Good tap. Alright. Next straightaway I see I'm using turbo. I don't have many opportunities to use it, so might as well use it while I still can. And here it is. All systems are go. Oh wow, still going. Okay. All right, so it's like only a direct collision is going to deactivate the system. if you like manage to just hit the guardrail and grind on that, you're okay. I'm fine with that. Up. The radar detector's going off again. Ah, you got me. Oh, yeah, 3 cars joining to pursuit. Ooh. Yeah, you know what? I like how they didn't call it a crash until like a split second after I hit. Split second after I hit the SUV. Alright. 1 police out of commission. Soon to be 2. Yeah, tell me. Alright, how far? Okay, first isn't too far ahead. Sweet. Took them long enough. Alright. Keep on going. Probably let down this. No, they're too close for a spike strip. Thing about it is there's like a split second delay and then there's a bit of distance they have to go before they're activated, so you can't drop them when they're right behind you because that's just gonna miss. Fortunately, this mofo keeps getting too close to me. Keep getting bounced around like a pinball. Give me one. Alright, well, I'm still got... I'm actually on the ropes. Still have 5 miles to go. 4.5 actually, but can't afford getting bounced around this much. Alright, that should give me a full boost bar. Allow me to get away from everything. See, oh, I thought there was a roadblock in the tunnel. No, it's just lighting effects. Ooh, they have a heli too. No, don't. God damn it. They had to knock me into the... had to make me clip the spike strip. Alright, fine. Give that another go. I guess in the racer side, hot pursuits and gauntlets are probably going to be the major road blockers. I can't restart because they didn't want me to take this new car. This Porsche 918 Spider concept study. Super serious. Porsche Intelligent Performance, the next spark. Oh my god, this car's gonna become a planeswalker. Alright, we're gonna get back in there. Gonna try another car. The McLaren MP4 12C. Actually, what's its motto? Forget what you know about sports cars. Yeah, don't worry. I don't know very much to begin with, so you're okay. Should probably be more aggressive with my weapons. I keep saying that, and I don't know. I never find a good opportunity to use the MPs because it requires a little time to lock onto the target, and usually 9 times out of 10 they get ahead of you, or they don't stay within range long enough, which I know. Again, it's a me thing. It's not a game thing. I need to better time my weapons usage. Or at least I can enjoy a little casual drive before it all hits the fan. like how there's absolutely no music. It's like, man, I already know this is a hot pursuit. Who are they fooling? Right, it's like in Most Wanted, right? Most Wanted 2005 at least caught you off guard, but in Hot Pursuit they kind of, they tell you the event type right off the bat, so this the whole pre-drive all feels like fluff. Okay, at least I got them. Oh, they got a roadblock, do they? Actually, this is a good spot for a turbo. Okay, maybe not. Ooh, look at me go. I probably should have waited till after I got past the roadblock for that turbo. Oh well. Not like they got that far ahead of me. It was really, this event isn't about getting first, it's more like just getting to the end, right? Whatever medal you get, whatever RNG decides to bequeath you with, that's what you're gonna live with. I wonder if I used bequeath correctly. I'll have to look that up later. Oh, finally, a clean roadblock dodge. Nope. No shortcut around here this time. Guess for the sake of the pursuit, you stand on the main road. That poor construction vehicle, helicopter, just all they want to do is ferry in some lumber, but now they gotta wait for this pursuit to blow over, at least get past where they need to go. Got aerial units that need the airspace more than that transport copter does. I don't know. For some reason that always reminds me of that joke from was it Dragon Ball Z Abridged, where they blow up the helicopter, and then one of them, I think it was Krillin, yells, "Oh no, that was a cargo helicopter, and the cargo was people." It's like a double subversion of the old joke. Where you think? Oh, it's okay, no one was hurt. Oh wait, nope. Everyone was hurt. Yeah, spike strip takedown. Sure, I'll take it. Won't completely take him out of the race, but I'll put him back a little bit. Alright, above 50% integrity, still have 7 miles. Provided the car, they don't bounce me around like pinballs, that I should have stuck with the beach road. Oh man, friendly fire. You gotta watch out for that. I should probably thank that other car for knocking me into the right direction. Alright. 6 miles to go, still sitting okay. Still about 50% integrity. Of course, we got a whole squadron of cars after us. Just need a straightaway with which to use my last turbo. Did you get someone, right? No, didn't get anyone. Missed all the targets. Nope, I'm not dealing with this. Screw you. If we even get a whiff of a lock on, I'm firing up that jammer. Ain't nothing gonna stop me. I was so busy trying to line up target in the back. I wasn't paying attention to the front. course, now we're close to the end of the race. Rubber band is kicking in super hard. Take a bottom path. My boost oh my god, I took the wrong way. Oh hey, at least I got a wreck, I guess. You know what, if I even get bronze, I'll be fine with this.
Wrecker is unavailable at the moment. Hold tight.
There we go. Put all our faith into the turbo. Wow. And I got a wreck out of it. Nice. Alright. I just have to do is not screw up. 1 mile to the finish. Well, a little late to that game, but thanks. Yeah. Yep, I'm okay. I'm okay. Without one last parting gift, but yep, they couldn't catch me. Double jeopardy. And I got it right. I got 5,000. I managed to double my wager. New rank, new car. Let's see what... first, the wanted level. Wanted for extreme speeding, also reckless endangerment, I presume. Outlaw 2. Outlaw harder. Electric Boogaloo. Dodge Viper. SRT 10. CR. One off exotic prototype. That might actually be true. I have to... maybe I'll look that up. Alright, let's do 2 races here. No weapons, nope, it's just you and 8 other opponents. Pick up the exotic cars, alright. Looks like it's just all Lamborghinis. I guess this was part of like original Lamborghini DLC pack when this was on the 360 and PS3. Stick with just Elemento. Whoa, 25 miles. Well, these cars are probably super fast, so those 25 miles will go in a flash. You know, I played like, very little bit of Burnout Revenge multiplayer when it was on the 360. And I always liked the way they opened up races there. Right, it's like everyone's on a standstill, but they kind of had their little boost start mechanic where you would rev up a burnout appropriate enough, and if you timed it right, you like did your brake, accelerate, and then you think you tapped accelerate again right before it said go, and you would get yourself a nice little boost start. Which I thought was kind of a pretty neat way to do a boost start. It requires a bit of skill, at least a bit more than just pressing the accelerate button right when it says go. I don't think most racing games do that. Right, they usually have more complex boost start mechanics. I know Mario Kart has their own burnout style boost start where you have to brake and then accelerate when the timer hits 2 in order to get a big enough boost or get the timing right. And then the other one I remember, Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, where you had to press accelerate like a split second after each time the announcer said 3, 2, 1, go to get maximum boost start. Oh, I guess Crash Team Racing kind of had a slightly more complicated than just press A to go, or I think you had to rev up and your boost meter had to be in the green zone, and if it was in green, you got yourself a boost start. Yeah. I saw your Crash Team Racing. Kind of like the way they did drifts too. Like I know, I did see a handful of complaints about the drift because the way it works is like once you started to drift, you'd see the bar, see like a meter fill up, and you'd have to press like another button as the meter turned green, and if you did, you would get yourself a successively more powerful boost. You did 3 times in a row, you get yourself a really good boost. So that was fun. I at least appreciated the other games like later Mario Karts and the Sonic and All-Stars ones where they didn't care about you doing any additional inputs. All you had to do was just drift, and if you managed to keep that drift long enough, you automatically got a good boost. What is it? The early Mario Karts required you to like what was it? Waggle the joystick around a bit to like build up the build up the boost that you would get after exiting the drift. But unfortunately, people got really good at that, so that's why snaking was like such a big problem, because people would just drift on the straightaways, because that would amusingly enough be faster than just going straight. So obviously, picking the car and driver loadout that gives you the most drift, unless you drift the most, would be the fastest. And then they did away with that by just, okay, you'll automatically get a stronger boost the longer you stay in drift. No need to waggle the joystick. Probably helps for accessibility too. Anyone who might not be able to do that waggle, they can enjoy racing just like the rest of us. Kind of dig the way most games kind of give accessibility features, right? It's not just colorblind options or the ability to change, say, rapid tap inputs to just hold the button, or removing QTs entirely, but other things like, say, difficulty adjustments, like an assist mode. So if you want to enjoy the story and maybe not the best at video games, you can let the game go easy, a little bit easier on you. I appreciate that. Jeez. I remember a friend of mine who used to be vehemently against those kinds of things, right? He's the type of guy who was like this super challenge gamer, right? It's always, you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen type of person, right? It's like a game always gravitated towards the hard stuff, made fun of stuff being easy, right? I think those type of people get tiring after a while, because at least this friend of mine, also had a flair for the melodramatic. It's like, remember when he was talking about, oh my God, they're gonna make this game easier. Boy, it's like ever since the dawn of mankind. And I just remember thinking, dude, it's just game difficulty. It's not something so dramatic that it requires you to preface it with such a dramatic intro statement. Like, come on. Right now. This friend of mine wasn't just a snob with games. Also particularly snobbish about music, so I think it was last week I was talking, or last week or the week before that, I was talking about how, you know, most bands that I used to make fun of, I'm kind of okay with now. You know, a song or two I'm willing to listen to. Things like Nickelback, I remember my friend used to be one of those super Nickelback haters club. Right, it's like their new CD came out, and their Facebook, all their Facebook posts will be nothing but just complaining about Nickelback, and always just endlessly quote about how one of their friends would say, "Oh man, this is the downfall of the music industry as we know it." And I remember just rolling my eyes. Right, they would say things like, "Oh, this is everything that's wrong with music today," and I just remember just thinking in my head, "Oh my god." Practically insufferable, right? Those types of people get super tiring to hang around because it's like, yeah, it's just not much you can find commonality you can find with them because they hate all the stuff that most other people are at worst indifferent to. Of course, this was like many years ago. That used to be like ultra snobbish. I think these days they, at the very least, they're not like as, shall we say, vocal about it, right? Mostly just like, they mostly just play games now, right? You know, they'll occasionally post, "Hey, yeah, I got this new thing, it's pretty cool." But yeah, I think they kind of, I think they mellowed out. I think they mellowed out, so that's pretty cool to see. Oh my god, this reminds me of another friend I had. Right? It's different from the first one I mentioned, but I remember when Flappy Bird was all the craze, that super hard mobile game that had you like squeezing between gaps with a bird that you could only like mid-air jump a certain distance, so you had to be very careful. I remember. Right, the whole conceit was that everyone found it super difficult. This friend was just like, "Oh man, look at the face when you show up all your coworkers who have trouble with it, and you score like 100 on Flappy Bird, and like, man, it feels good, man, to show them up. Like, no, this isn't hard. Look at me, I scored 100. What do you mean you can only get 5? You suck." Right, I remember telling them, "Yeah, you're kind of good at video games," and he's like, "It doesn't matter." Like, dude, it absolutely matters that you're good, right? These other folks, not as good as you, so obviously they're not going to get 100 in Flappy Bird like you can. You know, stuff like that. Just, it tires you out. I don't know. I think the folks I hang around now, perhaps less snobbish. Ironically enough, I'm the most exclusive roadster in the world. Probably... statement is probably true. Another Zonda Sync Roadster. Probably one of the, yeah, exclusive carbon livery to it. Carbon finish. Carbon pattern. I think that's what they call it. So I did a time trial, I did regular race, I did a hot pursuit, did duel. Let's do a hot pursuit, why not? So that's why they went to rap mode.
Super Leggera Super Light is the
Super
top
Leggera.
Gallardo and successor to its predecessor launched in
A lot of Italian. That is Italian, right? Yeah, the people I hang out with currently tend to be pretty cool with just playing games, so I can at least appreciate that, right? It's like, yeah, their tastes might be slightly different from mine, but you know, I'll propose things, they'd be cool with it, and they propose things, I'd be cool with it. This one just puts you straight into the thick of it. five other or four other opponents, I suppose, not five. Yeah. I think most of the time they play the big games like Overwatch, Battlefield, Halo. They're open to playing some of the smaller stuff as well. One of them says, hey, you want to play like Heroes of Hammer Watch? And Darcy's been like, yeah, let's do that tonight. And we do that. Or Risk of Rain 2. Say, okay. Or heck, when Fall Guys went free to play, admittedly it's not one of the smaller games, but you know, when Fall Guys went free to play, we're like, yeah, let's do that one night. And so we did. I'm usually open to playing things, and in return, you know, I usually am open to whatever they play, because hey, that's how it works. Right. So let's get together and chill out. Alright, it's like the mid-weekend fun. It's a good thing that other car took it for me. Oh, finally triggered it. Mercedes-Benz Interceptor. Man, I swear, these are pretty crazy. It's a good thing these other cars are taking all the spike strips. I feel like I probably would have run into them if they hadn't first. Oh, man. Oh, that's because they were on cooldown, I assume. Hey, I got that one at least. Thanks for that. Oh, here's a shortcut. Yeah, got that one this time. Ah, hate it when I don't drift right. Or I should have released a spike strip. Nope, get him. Okay, I got him. Got through the roadblock, but I couldn't get to the shortcut. Ah, well. Not who I wanted to target, but I suppose I'll take it. Ah, sweet. Is that the first time I used an EMP as a racer? Whoops. This goes to show us how much I like EMPs. They work more like Mario Kart shells or like missiles or something. Nope. Ah, sweet. I got the spike strip as well. Nine times out of 10, I probably wouldn't use it, but... Alright, we'll let them tussle. Nope. Ah, come on. I only clipped it. Why does it have to be a crash? At least I got someone else with it. There we go. A wreck. Take down. Ah. Oh man. Just so many spike strips. I feel like I'm playing Mario Kart. Ah, Mario Kart. Always had the one item that people absolutely despise, the blue shell, because it's like, at least you know, until they added the super horn, you had to be extremely skilled to avoid a blue shell hit. So most of the time you just had to take it to the face. I never should have eaten the spike strip, but that won't. Yeah, ooh, takedown. The one thing I always appreciated about Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed was their version of the blue shell was the bees. Like the blue shell went after first place, but unlike the blue shell, all it did was just like drop a bunch of bees ahead of the racer, and you know, it would slow them down. But if the racer was sufficiently skilled, then they could like dodge a lot of the bees, right? It would slow them down, but at least it felt like the first place could at least try to mitigate the damage their first place hoser would do to them. Really? That was a crash? Felt like I barely clipped that one. Alright, if I could get at least second. Is that the bronze medal? Okay, silver. Fine, I'll take it. But yeah. Part of me wishes that Mario Kart would do something like that. Change blue shell from the automatic hit first place to, I don't know, some sort of like a blue shell floating in front of the first place driver, and then they would have to steer their way around it. I mean, I get why they do it the way they do, because they want to at least try not to widen the skill gap too much. Like if someone's skilled enough at Mario Kart, they could probably just keep ahead of everyone else, regardless. At least the weapons are there to give the others a shot at slowing them down, if nothing else.
The new 911 GT2 RS, the most powerful Porsche.
I felt like okay, so maybe since the blue shell at least had a counter, the one item people hated the most, lightning, because it always came out of nowhere, right? You have no advance warning of it. At least with the blue shell, you get their little siren, you get the warning, you get the symbol that indicates the blue shell's coming towards you. You always have time to anticipate it. Lightning, this comes out of nowhere, right? You're just driving down the road, suddenly you're struck, you lose all your items, you're shrunken, you're in midair, you get plummeted into the abyss. It sucks all around. Like if lightning perhaps had a counter and some sort of advance warning, probably wouldn't be as bad. Oh, that's the other thing I like, right? It's like All Stars Racing Transformed gave you plenty of ways to counter items that were coming towards you, right? With homing items, right? If you all you did was boost, that would be enough to break the lock. So it was real nice if you were especially going around curves. Something I hope a future Mario Kart would implement, is like some sort of boost escape. At the very least, make it feel like less bullcrap when the game inevitably just chucks homing items, blue shells, stars, bullet bills, lightning, the entire kitchen sink at you. Whole 3 seconds behind fourth. You know what? I'm not feeling this one. I'm just gonna restart. Through the forest. Look on the left, you might see a bear trying to nab a picnic basket. To the right, you might see some deer. starting on a good note. Pretend that didn't happen. This one's going a bit more smoothly. Of course, we have a whole 12 miles to screw it up. I'm not worried about that shortcut. If anything, it's just a boost lane. It's like those boost lanes in F-Zero. Yeah, that's the thing I wish kart racers would do, just like have modifiers that slightly change it up, like new modifiers that change the list of weapons that are available in a race, or maybe ones that keep. Try that again. Or the one I think that might be interesting, do the way F-Zero does boosts, where you can only use boost after you finish one lap, and then after that, it takes it right out of your health. Your boost bar doubles as your health bar, so you could go faster, but this means you have to make sure you don't hit the walls as much before you hit a repair lane. I need you to get out of the way so I can get around you. That's for continuously blocking me, jerk. I see they're trying to get me back. This will not stand. Trying to drift, but I shouldn't. Alright, we're just gonna take the road this time. I feel like trying to take a shortcut in this area just ends up with me completely getting stopped dead in my tracks. Yep, that's a crash. Something about having weighty handling. It's much more difficult to just get around cars. See if I can try to hit this shortcut that's coming up. Alright, let's go. Got myself a source of boost. Very slight source of boost. Nice if they didn't have that dead stop, but it's how it be. Always get that feeling, right? It's like if you mess up close enough to the beginning, you just just get start over. I guess that kind of relates to the saying, get starting off on the right foot, right? It's like if you mess up, then it kind of sets the mood for the rest of the event, rest of the day. Just because you're already feeling tilted, and you just keep making mistakes, and keeps building from there. Like it is right now. Wiped out so many times, I'm practically in the back of the pack. Probably nothing short of a miracle if I can get into the top 3 for this race. Again, we're close to the end of the game here. This is going to be more challenging. take a shortcut here. Or at least use it as a boost generator. Stop getting hit. Stop touching the walls. Maybe I would. Something. Although 4 miles to go, and seems like rubber band is excessive this event. Top 3 are probably going to be nigh uncatchable, if anything. Miles to go, and I can't even see them, and according to the radar, they are... sake. Yeah. Wipe out that close, to the end, you might as well restart. So why is it like at the very start of the race to let you try to give you that false sense of hope by pulling ahead, only to just take it away from you? Alright. See if Hadouken will give me the drive I need to at least get into a podium. I feel like endgame races usually all under, well, you better drive flawlessly, because it's going to take you a long time to even catch up to them. And if you screw up too much, well, might as well stick a fork in it, start over, because you ain't closing that gap. What's happening right now? Just one wall hit is enough to make me lose all that distance that I gained on the opponent. At least I didn't stop this time, though. I'm beginning to wonder if taking the shortcuts against these racers is worth it. Unfortunately, I can't cleanly drive my way through most of them, so inevitably they would just start pulling ahead like they are right now. Why does it have to be the top 3 positions too? At least make 3rd stay close to me so that I can go for podium, so I can get top 3, making it feel like a pipe dream. The shortcut wouldn't have changed much. Now we get this stuff again. We're so far ahead, it's absurd. Man, here I was talking about how I thought Hot Pursuit's rubber band AI was reasonable. Now we get to an instance where they just go full screw you mode. And just pull like way too far ahead for you to do anything about it. Yeah, unfortunately, Killa Killa, this game is getting a rise out of me right now. I could even catch up to 3rd, I would be satisfied. I'm even making that a very, very, very lofty prospect. So I'm kind of sort of close to third. I feel like as long as they don't screw up, I might at least catch up to them. Some middle contention for like a split second there. I wonder if they did that spin out just to throw me a bone. It's like, alright, you know what? You know what, you've been driving okay, we'll give you this. We'll give you third place at least. Alright, you know what, after all that restarting, take a bronze. They're playing against Uncatchable and Uncatchable 2. They caught up with Uncatchable 3. Old race too, so I don't know. You know what, let's do one more. Should I close out with Comeback Tour? This one. 8 opponents. Lamborghini Diablo SV.
At the beginning of the 90s, the
We'll go with the Viola Ophelia metallic finish. One last race for the night. Appropriately, it's at 8 p.m. Must be summertime in Seacrest County, because lights... the sun looks like it's just setting. Big weekend in Lemonade. Pretty good mix. You know, I never did the Lemonade stand thing as a kid. From all the stories I hear about it, maybe it's for the better. Alright, you always get the sticks in the mud who either go, you shouldn't be selling that, you don't have a permit for it, or the people who try to ruin your day by making fun of you, or by tossing your table over, or by giving you bad lemonade mix or something. I don't know. Of course, it's not about the profit, it's just about letting your kid do an activity, fun thing for the neighborhood. Alright, how far do I get kicked back now? So wait, 7th, yeah. So it doesn't feel like you have cars going in this sicko mode and just pulling an insurmountable lead. At least not just yet, anyway. Could be that they're doing it right now. Just need a shortcut with which to cut him off on. At least I'm close to third. Of course, I have another 6 miles for them to catch right back up. Okay, so what was it about that other event that they decided, oh no, let's just take the rubber band setting and just jack it up to the maximum. We got this event here where it's like, nah, we'll keep you close. We'll keep you close to the everyone else. Make it feel like, at least you're not getting ruffle stopped by the competition. And the other one was like, haha, no. Well, you're facing off against like Speed Racer and Racer X in that race. You can't catch them. Almost makes me wish takedowns are perhaps a bit more pronounced, but yeah, it's a race. It's not burnout. Of course, after all that fighting to get back into first, I'm gonna be still in first, apparently. Okay. Alright, they're throwing me a bone for this one, thankfully. part of me likes that the lights also gain like those trails when you boost. And it's just for that car too, right? The other cars don't get the light trails. Another game probably would have looked cool, but it kind of looks silly when your car's the only one that does the light trails. Or you see an opponent have their own light trails after doing their own boost. It's kind of funny. Alright, 2 miles to go. Urban Band still being a pain in the neck. At least it gives the illusion that you're jockeying for first. Alright, 1 mile to go, so I'm gonna start pulling out the stops. Go into boost generating shortcut. Hopefully this will give me the boost I need to pull ahead. Half a mile to go. Half a mile to catch them. That could have been the one. I had not just hit that wall. Screw it. I'll take second. Take a line to go back and try to finish it. Alright, one last reward. Let's see what I got. Cunning Sig, CCXR edition. The Ultimate Edition. Wow, straight up. This is the Ultimate Edition car. Alright. Well, I think that's going to do it for tonight's Wednesday race night Hot Pursuit intermission. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. I'll be back on Friday to continue Voice of Cards. I think I might be close to the end. And again, that game has multiple endings, so who knows how close I actually am. Guess we'll find out then. Good night.